Mind over mic, we speak what's real. Thoughts on the table, truth is the deal. From every voice, a story unfolds. Ideas and wisdom, breaking the mold.
Welcome to another fascinating episode of Mind Over Mic. Today we will be treating an interesting topic as always, and we will be going over family. So today's topic is family truly over everything? You know, growing up, we know, or we grew up to know family to come over everything, but along the lines, you know, we get to become distant, especially when we don't get our own family. When we don't get our own family, they call that our family of origin, be family of procreation. So at what point, what causes this distance, and is family truly over everything, and which family should come first? So we go take on small, gradually, gingerly. Don't worry, don't be confused. We'll get there. With me in the studio is Cosmos and John. So let's start with John. From your own perspective, yes, I know you've had some family. Even though you are not yet married, but you have a family.
Of course,
you know what it feels like. So, does family truly comes over everything? Like everything?
That's a very strong statement, and in fact, it's true that yes, family comes over everything. Okay. That's why most times they tell you family first, family first, family first. But the truth, nobody tells us is that it gets to a point in life where the family you originated from, as you said, family of origin, you get to grow out of it and get to form your own family, which is the family of procreation, as you said. And that maybe like I get married and have my own children and everything. I came from a family, which is the family that I grew up from. But then I now got to the point to create my own family. That is, there are two families here, but it's still. But you see it as one family. It's still one family, but they're actually two families. Because I got married to a wife from a different family and created a family with her. So it's one family, but still two families. Because my wife has her own family that she came from, and she now joined with me to form a new family. So I think at a point, they get to be a sort of priority kind of thing. Okay, this one is the one that is more important to me as a person. So because it is the family that I created, it should come first. Family still comes first as a whole.
Inside family still
inside life now. Inside family still there. So inside this big family now, the one that I created.
So to you,
I formed
your family of procreation, which is the one you created, is more important, or should always be the
when it comes to importance now, it now turns back to responsibility, because I feel responsible for the family that I created. I have to make it more important to me than the family I came from. The family I came from, I'm still kind of responsible, because I have to be a responsible human being now to still care for the family members from the family that I came from. But then the one that I formed, nobody put a gun on my head to do it. So I decided to form that family. So
that was by choice.
By choice. By a matter of choice. I did not choose to be born into the family I was born into.
Yes.
But then I chose to form this new family, which is the family I get to have created. Yes. Now, that family now has to come first for me as a person. But to other members of the family I came from, that my family might not come first for them, because they did not create that family. So I think that's where the disparity comes in when you come into family. We know family is everything, and yes, I love the family I come from, just like every other person. We love each other. Then, but the one I get to form, I still love them. But then love has should I say has grades. It has grades. So the one that I created now has a closer path to my heart than the one that I came from, because I feel like I'm responsible for you, because if I don't want to care for you, I should not have formed you in the first place. So I think that's
so
where the
you mentioned something about disparities coming between the families, and Cosmos, is your answer the same? Let me first start with that. Or do you think your family of origin should take more importance in your life?
I think we'll start with that. Well, I feel to some extent, as he spoke about responsibility, which is important. But I feel, well, the error we make today, is placing family over what is right. I think that's the error that we make. So and I don't feel family is limited to just blood. It's not the true.
For the sake of this topic,
yes,
we'll be treating just family
by okay.
blood.
So now, if we're looking at it from that angle specifically, but one question I want to ask now: all of us as we there, we know say bad people did this world, like bad people. Yes, and we also know say good people self did this world. So you understand? So, and those people came out from a family.
Yes.
And as the truth about it is that those people, na person wife, na person mama, na person children. So you understand? So I feel to some extent, what is more important? Family over everything is a very, very big, is a very big question there. So I feel family cannot be placed over everything. Now, my own thinking
in
that
your own
yes,
which family? Because you mentioned something about disparity.
Now,
right? Which one do you think?
Now, it's just like I think when we're looking at this topic, we're looking at it from the aspect of maybe if I have the opportunity to now choose
to say which one. You know, he said to him, he feels
the one that's by choice, the one he made by choice. Now he has to pick sides with them over everything. So I feel, because I've had situation in my own family too, where I feel that we as siblings, we should have been prioritized more than the way some of our siblings prioritize. That they should have placed more in some certain things. They should have placed more priority with our own family than they place with their own. But they chose to pick sides with their own selected family.
I think from what he said,
so, yes,
he said something about should family be placed over what is right, which
exactly.
I feel is not so. That's
exactly.
in this case, since I said I have to place more importance on the family I create over the family that I originated from. But then when it comes to a situation where a case comes up and I find out that okay, the family I come from is right, in that situation I should not. I don't think it's normal to actually pick sides with the family I created because I was one that formed the family.
But
even despite them being wrong,
those are the things you are seeing.
The disparity comes in.
Yes,
that disparity that I mentioned.
Exactly.
Because now I think some people still go ahead to pick the family they come from because it's important to pick sides with them. But then on a situation where they are wrong, I don't think, because that will now kind of start creating the enmity, which
right is which right.
I feel it's a case of you have to now select where you're going to create the enmity from. Because now even if you choose to do the right thing and you are going against your own family of choice and you're choosing sides with your own your family now, your nuclear family, which can combine your siblings and your parents, if you are choosing them now over your own family by choice, you have already created that enmity, whether I would like it or not. You cannot escape. I don't think at any scenario you can escape that issue, as long as you are dealing with somebody that does not understand.
Okay.
I don't think there's any point.
What do you think causes that differences or causes that disparity between
a lot of things actually? Because now let's look at it now. Yes, even as siblings growing up, like my own, like if I look at my own family, growing up as siblings, we grew up almost independently. when I say independently, you know, when we see some I feel I grew up even getting more closer to friends than my own siblings. All right, but I did not lose sight of the fact that what family is all about, what it entails to be family. All right, so but then I know that relationship, that rapport, let me put it like that rapport was not really there. You know, when I see some siblings, you see them, the way they play, the way siblings can sit down, the way we are sitting down now discussing for we'll talk for almost an hour and the rest. I have not had conversation with any of my siblings since I grew, like since the time I knew myself.
Wow,
I've not had a conversation like that where I will sit down with my sibling and we will talk, we will gist, and we will talk about every and anything.
You'll be surprised, but it's normal these
Yeah,
days.
no,
not these days rather, but in those days.
Yeah.
Because in those days where you have one man getting married to two wives,
Exactly.
or let's say they are just giving birth without actually knowing how to keep a family together.
Exactly. To create that bonding.
Yes, that bond.
Yes.
You know, back then I believe they were focused more on, okay, we've given birth to you, now focus on surviving, focus on going to school, coming back.
Make I tell you my own family issue. That was why my dad, I loved my dad. I loved his principles about life. I loved everything. But there are things that he did that me personally I've seen, and I said no, I cannot take this thing to my children. And one of those things was family bonding. Family bonding, because I've been there. I've been there. Yes, I've been there. Okay, I've been there with. I think I've been there with your family when they talk about this thing. I was talking about the fact that we go even they watch Tom and Jerry, like normal Tom and Jerry, and we watch Tom and Jerry. You know how Tom and Jerry is. If you are watching Tom and Jerry, you'll be laughing. Sure, you understand. But my papa too serious. You know, he's too serious with life. So that point where you say, you know, as Tom and Jerry be, you know, feel hide your laugh, no matter how you laugh.
So you're not supposed to laugh.
So when you go laugh, and you know when you go laugh, in come outside, he want us. This would not laugh, move not stop. He go back inside. We see the what Tom and Jerry. The rest of we say, for just stand up, come out. But we still there. So in the case of with the whole laugh, all of us they whole laugh. So you know, say everybody there they whole life. At some point, the thing will still be noise. So he come outside, he off television, the wire for the TV, sellotape. No, that was how. No, you know, bit also. But that was how strict my dad was. That aspect, I cannot take that and say I want to do it to my children like that. And some other things too.
From what
so
you're saying,
now you see that thing has actually created a mindset amongst all of us. So growing up, we're already, might say our bonding was already shaking. Now grow up, people now start getting married again to another set of people with different mindset entirely. So can you now understand? So now when you now meet with all those people as wives, and they are let's say, okay, in the family where the boys now are like 5 boys, then you now have 4 of them have married, and they're married to 4 different women. Those are bringing in different mindset, and different culture, different ideologies into the home. So now at that point in time, those are the things that now start creating, especially when that bonding from the root is not even really strong enough. Even the ones that are even strong enough, when those external choices that you've made now come, they are even finding it difficult to still bond. Now talk more of the one that the family already is already shaky. So when those choices come, they now will still affect the foundation.
So I think from what you're saying, it's that the disunity, I mean the lack of
bonding.
Bonding.
No, I call it bonding because why I say
lack
bonding?
Of bonding.
Yes.
From childhood, like growing up as siblings in the family, affects people when they get to form their own family. Because actually, if there's no kind of closeness or friendship, it can't just come when you're adults. Like most times, we grow to become best friends with the people that we grew up with, rather than someone that you just meet maybe when you're already a full-grown adult or something like that. So I think growing up with your siblings and not having that kind of close relationship as friends, because this you try to bring in something like family might not be restricted to just those related by blood, but he said you should just stick to family related by blood. So I think it still boils down to friendship and the kind of relationship that was should I say developed when you were growing up.
Yeah.
So I think the parents from each family has a lot of work to do, because from what I've seen in a lot of families, I think when these children actually grow up and form their own families, there's a kind of disconnection from their original family, because they just tend to forget the original family as it's not as important as the one they have formed, and the bonding between these siblings now just tend to fade away, especially if it was not that strong. You see two siblings, they grew up together in the same house under the same father and mother. They grew up, got married to two different people, of course, and now they stop talking to each other. Maybe the brother starts seeing the sister as an enemy of his own of his destiny.
Yeah.
You grew up together, like you're actually brothers and sisters, but now you have your own family, and now you have become enemies, and now your family too is now seeing the other family as enemies. So you if somebody looks at it from an external view, you think maybe these are two different families that have never known themselves, not knowing that the father here and the mother here were once siblings that grew up in the same house together, ate from the same plate.
So in essence, are you saying that the parents, let's say the picture or the perspective that they paint to the children is, what is causing the distance between both families?
Well, no, I think it still boils down to upbringing. The love with which the parents raise them, and the way they allow them to, like, painted the importance of family, about friendship amongst the siblings. That all goes on to reflect in their adulthood, like when they get their own individual families, their own procreated families. So I think the way the parents raised them, the way you were raised, the way your siblings were raised, will see show up in how you treat each other when you have your own different families.
So
now.
Are we going back to the bonding aspect? Because we had 2 points. The way the parents explain this, because the kids, let's say the family of origin, the kids now from the procreated family, they don't know how they were raised. So in my own way, I feel it mostly boils down to bonding, because that's all we are saying actually. That bonding, initial bonding, needs to be there. And then there's this I don't know if it's just within Igbo families, because I've noticed it not just in my family but mostly Igbo families, where there's this hierarchy, still on bonding, but there's this hierarchy where firstborn and secondborn are treated very differently from thirdborn and secondborn, and the higher you are on the child list, or if you're a male child, now you get more respect, more chances,
more favors
more
from the
favors,
parents.
yes. So when it comes down to bonding, you need to understand that bonding goes beyond creating this hierarchy, because when you create this hierarchy, there's already a big
yes.
gap.
I think
that's
why I say it's the way the parents raise.
Now, but I feel it's two things. That bonding is there, the personality is also there. Just as I asked that time, some people are just bad. they just and if you give them what is good, they will always choose what is bad. So you understand? So
they're just naturally bad.
Yes, they're just.
I feel like
that's where the word
has been formed.
Black sheep came out from. Now, when they say black sheep of the family, there's always going to be somebody that has a different mindset, a different everything about things. So it now depends on whether that mindset is going to revolutionize the family, or is going to put the family in disgrace.
But
So you
this
understand?
is where the role of the parents come in, because the parents now, they are the one that would know this person's behavior, and they should be able to know how to manage it or
Now,
correct.
but what the parents do now, when the parent detects, usually sometimes it's the female, no, the mothers more, when the parent detects that a child is problematic, let me put it like that, or stubborn, or is yes, let me just put it problematic, what they do is they tend to want to show that child more love. That is the way in their head they think they are solving that particular issue.
Okay, maybe by drawing the child
Yes,
closer and
yes,
maybe
you
the child
know
will change.
the ideology of the fact
time.
that just
You know that from the way I see it, I don't think in those days they will show you more love. If you are more stubborn.
see, have you seen how mothers
From
how
my
mothers
point of view,
how mothers
from
do?
my point of view, what I see is they'll punish you, they'll try to correct you by flogging you.
If you are saying fathers now,
After
if you are saying
all
some
those,
fathers, I would agree. But you see
they'll get
mothers,
to a point where they just get tired.
Yes,
and they
see,
give up,
some mothers,
and
what
they
they-
just start loving you
eh,
without
but
looking at your bad side.
But what they do is they want to. If you are the one that asks them, unlike the good child is the ones that usually they are more neglected. You know, in some
That's
homes,
so, normally I think
in some homes,
the good child is well taken care of.
Hey.
But I think from my angle, I think what brings all these issues later on is the way they are raised, favoritism and all that. Because I think as a human being, you have people that you prefer to others.
Exactly.
If you have plenty friends, a lot of friends, you just have those that, okay, I like this one more than that. So I think for parents too, they have favorites among their children.
Their
But
children.
the best way to go about it is not just to show it. You might have a child, okay, this child, I like this child, he's more handsome, or she's more beautiful, or she's more respectful, or she resembles me, or he resembles me past the other ones, you understand? So those kind of things now make them to be showing them a more should I say preferential treatment than others. And if the other siblings notice that, they grow up with the fact that now you mommy like pass now, or now you would daddy like pass. So because of that, if they grow up with that thing now, and the parents keep showing it without actually trying to blur those lines, the kids will grow up into adults that feel like my dad liked you more, so nothing concern me with time again when they grow up. So when they will just grow up and form their own families and try and tend to forget about the one they came from. So you now see them by the time you now grow up, they have their own families, and they might just tend to say, "Beg, forget those people. They know important. They be not like me."
But
They know like me. So
but
I
looking
think
at that,
upbringing,
that core issue of why will people get married and they not tend to forget about their families, that is their siblings and their parents. What is the major, because this thing now, if we're looking at bonding now alone, some family
I
have
don't
they've actually
think
failed
it's
that test. It's not
bonding.
even bonding alone.
Because
But what do you think is
certain experiences changes people, and if not treated carefully, it can change the person's entire perspective. Let's say you know your brother to be maybe one that is, let's say, stingy, and even though he has and you're in the hospital, will never support you. And if you know him to be like this, in a situation whereby the family is doing something, you tell your kids that, oh, no mind them, now so we know how to be, now so
now stingy uncle, no mind them. Now
so
we
he
get
has
person.
projected
Now so
that feeling of
Now
this
so-
person is stingy, or make una know. So all these specific experiences, family bonding, and then the projection that we have. So I believe these are the three core causes. So now I would like us to go into solutions. What do you think should be the first or topmost solution to
now just like, for instance, when I was talking about my own family case scenario, now I don't know if maybe any of my siblings have actually thought about it and thought about the fact that we did not really grow up with so much bonding. Yes, I don't know if any of them have thought about it. Now, one thing we should know is as adults, we have a responsibility to fix things and not to break things further. So, as adults, we have to understand the essence of certain things in our lives. We have to understand the essence of family, whether it's your family by choice or your family where you came from. We have to understand the essence of, we need all of them. We need all of them. So you cannot just face one and now discard the other one. Especially if you are just facing one out of loyalty and not out of what is right. So you understand? So we have to, first of all, as adults, have that notion that family is important. And then as human beings, we have to try and strive to do what is right. Once we begin to know what is right from what is wrong, then it will help us to now begin to know how to handle family issues.
Okay.
So you understand? So the bonding is like an icing on the cake, in the sense that, okay, it helps us with the rapporting, it helps us to, but that does not mean that a family that did not grow up, because maybe they did not grow up that close, then they should now lose the essence of what family is. Family is, we have to know that family is family. Family is family. It's what you make family to be, that because that's how it is nowadays. Now, but then the blood is thicker than water. Is very, very important. And I think that word, when they brought about that word, they had a very, very deep reason as to why blood is actually still always going to be thicker than water. So even if we say, okay, let's adopt somebody else as our family, at the end of the day, that blood thicker than water is something that we still have to.
But not everyone that you call family is your family by blood.
Yeah, that what I'm saying.
That someone that, let's say, is adopted is not as much a family as someone that was better.
Okay. I think that one is another case scenario. It's another case scenario. But then, blood is going to be blood, whether we like it or not.
No, but I think it still boils down to family, because I said something about family by choice.
Yes.
Because the wife you get married to, you were not born in the same family.
Of course.
But you have now become family because you chose her.
Exactly.
To become to build a family with.
So family by blood is always going to be closer than any other form.
No,
I don't think so.
By the virtue of marriage, I don't think at the end of the day, the one you get married to now is actually going to be seen again as someone from the outside.
Okay.
By virtue of marriage, yes.
For me, it's
yes.
a covenanted thing. And
exactly.
It's covenanted by blood.
Yes. So
let's hear from you, John.
Okay.
You have a lot to say.
I have a lot to. But then I think you were saying we should talk about the solutions.
Yes.
But I think if you don't fully understand the cause, you won't be able to get the solution to it. So I think we're talking about bonding not just being the reason for the
causes that,
should I say, lack of closeness when people have grown up. I think everyone has their character, and siblings know that. And you realize that when they are still maybe in the same house growing up, they know that, okay, this person, this my brother, and so they do, this my sister, and so she they do.
Yeah.
But then they get to quarrel and they get to resolve it.
Exactly.
Now you get to quarrel, you get to resolve, you get to quarrel, you get to resolve, you get to fight. I've not heard of siblings that have not fought. If you have not fought, that means through this an issue.
Exactly.
Because if you don't fight, it's an issue.
Or if you are not settled for a problem. So it's not like the one fights or you are settling.
Or you are settling, but fight must happen, because
exactly.
As far as you are a human being, you are a standalone person. Even conjoined twins might still fight.
Yeah.
Say, I beg, I don't want to chop this food. You chop. So, but then there must still be fight, and it's that thing that still, when you fight, you settle, you quarrel, you settle. That is the bond being built. But then I think the issue now comes in when you keep fighting and settling. You already know this person. You know that this is how my brother is stingy. But then again, we are going go still give him money. But then he now gets married. You got married. The idea you had of him, you still have it. But then you now start to repaint the picture to your own children, maybe to my own wife now. Say that my brother now, he's stingy. You don't mind him. I know that he's stingy since. So why is it now I'm trying to make it a case? And I still know that he's stingy, but if I ask him a certain way, he will give me. But then I'll not paint it to my children, to my wife, they will now start seeing my brother as an enemy. So time to go and spend holiday with them. Say no, that your stingy brother, that your uncle, he no be good person. So see the picture already I've posted. So now that my family that I created now will now be seeing the family I originated from as people that are not good people, not people to relate with because they are stingy. This one I'm just using stinginess. Let's say you have someone that is harsh. You know, this my elder brother is very harsh.
Or possessive.
He speaks at so he likes
greedy,
to dominate or he's greedy. Then you have that idea and you have known ever since. But you are still brother, you still loved him, you still play together, you quarrel and you resolve. You now got married. Maybe your wife now sees that angle of him. So if you tell her that now so my brother be, I said like that, but now so
manage
my brother. But then you not allow her to paint it again and say, yes, true, it's my brother. Ingrid you. But you knew since. So I feel like these things that we just tend to just like you said, there's always bad sheep. And people are actually just born and some people are just good, some people are just bad. So we know that, but then why do you now at some point it was not an issue? But later on in life, you now allow it to become an issue that it now creates enmity between the family you created and the family you originated from. Knowing that, okay, this person has been like this. Tell your wife that, and I saw you day. Accept him like that. I love him like that. It's my brother. We're going to spend holiday with him and he's going to cater for us. He will know because you know your brother. But then I think as it comes when you allow maybe your partner or you allow yourself to start seeing the same person you have known as a different person, because you have known that this is his character and he has not changed. But you now at some point say that, okay, no, he's not a terrible person, I won't relate with him again. But you have always lived with him in the same house.
As you guys are hearing,
so I think it's just to accept the fact. Yes,
no, but one thing to add again, I feel one thing again that we should look at again is the fact that when there's one thing that they used to say, when you marry a man or when the woman marries a man or when a man marries a woman, you're also marrying the family. And same thing too for the woman, she's also marrying the family. I feel that is one picture that every spouse should paint for anybody that they are getting married to. That no matter what my family has, no matter their history, no matter what baggage they have, we are still family. Exactly. Now, I'm not saying there are some people that are bad in a very unhealthy way, very unhealthy. That you too, you know that you have to distance yourself from them because it's very, very unhealthy. I'm not holding brief for such kind of people. But what I'm saying is the normal rancors of life, we can always manage it. If we have been managing it since when we were growing up, since childhood,
you can still manage
then we can always manage it till we leave this world.
And I think
it makes you leave.
No, but family, I think family still helps us not to give up. I know, okay, this my brother has been like this. I will not give up on him.
Yes,
knowing that he can still be better. Exactly. So and I think a lot of audience already have this kind of things and they have a lot to tell us. So I feel like you should just drop your stories, drop the things you think makes your family of origin and your procreation family to be distant. Like, I know there are things that can also help other people to learn, especially those that have certain issues like that in the family, things that that can be solutions.
I think there is a real life example, because we are talking about it and we are going too far. If you can remember recently, there's something that had to do with the Okoye.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. It's kind of related to this topic.
Exactly. They had this little, in that situation, you were saying something of when the behavior is so bad that it cannot be managed. So looking at, I don't know, have you heard of
this? Yes.
You've watched it, right?
Yes. So we all follow the series.
Do you feel
it's a long Netflix series.
in this topic now, would you feel what would you do if you were in the shoes of Peter? Let me put it that way. Do you think the behaviors of his brother is something that will make you distance yourself, or is something they can manage? And
well, at some point when something has become life-threatening, or should I say, because I fight with my siblings, so we fought growing up, and I know you fight with your siblings too growing up, but then I don't think it has come to the point where one of you will say, I will take a gun to shoot you and I'll kill you, or shoot your wife. So when something has become that should I say that toxic, and that's life threatening, I think it's something that, as you said, you should just try to distance yourself.
Take a break.
But then knowing that this person is still my family, and if he thinks that way towards me, I don't think the same way towards him. So I can still try for my part, but then I still have to distance myself for my own safety.
Yes.
Because human beings are actually capable of anything. Even if you heard the elder brother, I think that was Henry, he was saying something like the Jude is a wicked person that has known him since. So they know, and if you know, and it has gotten to the point that it's now becoming life threatening, the best thing to actually distance yourself.
Exactly.
So there you have it, our people. Always remember that what matters most is building a relationship that is rooted on love, respect, and understanding. Just as my brothers here have said. So until we catch you on the next one, don't forget to subscribe,
like,
and to share this video.
always.
Ah.